Can we just laugh?
It was going so good on Saturday, you know.
The fact, like, you know what's incredible? Why?
Oh, fuck.
You know what? Fuck South. It's all right.
You know what, fuck South.
Yeah. Poor South. I'd rather these guys would go out with more dignity.
You want it, mate, or do you want me to have it?
No. I'll wear it because I know
You
I'm going to
deserve
scream
it,
at them.
Looks
It
good on you,
feels
mate.
good to
The
be
blue and
back.
white, 12 months apart.
12 months apart, except one more game they went only because they can finish third. Really,
I'm so proud
It's
of
not
them.
that they won anything.
They were valiant in the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fucking Back Yourself podcast. Chris and Hussein here on a Sunday evening. Could have probably done this pod an hour ago. I mean, just straight after halftime. What was the point of this? That second 40 minutes. But we watched till the death and watched. Fuck. Oh, this.
Oh, is this close? I needed Martin try, bro. Bullshit. That's
You got a
Martin
Martin fucking broken shoulder instead because kick out did kill him, but that's probably the only good thing that went in the favor of these morons. And you know, even the most avid Bulldogs fan should come here with a certain level of accountability because we are not going to say nice things about your team, but that is to be expected. You know, I don't want to fucking hear building year. I don't want to hear that we were top 4. I don't want to hear Gus or Sorrello's name for the next 12 months. I don't want to hear the 2 words forward pack. I don't want to hear the words goal line D. I don't want to hear the words number 1 defense in the competition. Because you motherfuckers, until you win a finals game, I don't want to hear anything from you pricks ever again. But we go from a 6-team competition, Chris, down to 4. Sayonara to the Raiders and the Bulldogs. And on to the next one, go the Sharkies and those mighty Penrith Panthers. How are you feeling, Chris? Down to 4, and we can see the finish line at this point.
You know what?
Obviously,
I said this before. The cream has finally risen to the top.
Yes.
And
the milk has sunk to the bottom.
The milk has sucked to the bottom. Obviously, I think a lot of people, what's incredible, and people yelled at us through the whole year, and now we're down to 4 teams, and realistically, our top 4 at the start of the year, the only team that was there is Manly.
Okay, who's there?
Because I had Manly 4th. The other 3, we were like, these cunts are just too good for everyone else. These 3 are going to lead
I think
the
this
pack.
was my top 4. Penrith,
good,
Brisbane, Sharks, and fucking these morons. Yeah, Melbourne. So at the end of it, in a weird roundabout way of Dogs coming first for 6 months and fucking
Raiders.
Penrith being last, we are down to legit could have just skipped the first fucking 6 months of the competition and just gone straight to here. But I feel like the good thing to come out of this weekend in 2 blowout contests is the fact that we probably are set up with the 2 best contests that we could have in the preliminary finals, which is fantastic. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we need to review these matches. And shout out to Charles Croon, which is the last shout out you will get until the season review, my friend. The Canberra Raiders go down 32-12 to the might of the Cronulla Sharks, who seem to just be getting sharper and sharper by the week, in a match that we came on the preview and made the case for the Sharks winning this game outright at $2.55 underdogs. Obviously, the news broke the morning of the match that Ethan Strange was out with a viral infection. Must have been really fucking bad if he didn't play. And, you know, I feel like this sets up a narrative in the Raiders' defense of, oh, well, Ethan Strange was out, so what could you expect from them? But I'm going to hold them to the standard of what I have been holding them the whole season, because this is the Back Yourself podcast, and it's not fair to be like, oh, well, they played 90 minutes and then Strange were down there. You can just go out and lose by 50. No, because you know what? The bookies didn't fucking think that. They didn't put Sharks $1.30 to go and have them go and cover at -8.5. Canberra was still favourites in this game in spite of Ethan Strange being out. So either one or two things is happening, that Canberra's being way overrated, or the Sharks, which we have been saying for about 2 months now, everyone is sleeping on this team. And, you know, after getting rid of the 2 high-powered offenses of this competition, now book themselves a ticket to go play a real high-powered offense next week. But they essentially nullified the Raiders again, Chris. 12 points to this high-powered attack with Sasangi running the ball at 5'8". What did you make of how the day progressed with Strange being ruled out, them still closing as favourites, and then a somewhat even affair until the brakes just got blown off them in that last 30 minutes?
Shout out to NRL Physio for calling this out early, and obviously everyone on Premium, you cunts are fucking laughing because we took the Sharks +5 and the Sharks head-to-head at a price that I couldn't believe because Sportsbet are sleeping. So won that. I want to say it's not an excuse because you cunts would have lost with him as far as I'm concerned. I where has this been, you fucking stupid blue fucks? Like, we had you guys I had you minor premiers for this reason. I mean, did Tarpany play?
No, he didn't play.
I mean, it got to... Bro, why is Billy Burns playing better than Nakora?
He's a man possessed.
This forward pack is playing possessed. Their backline is already good. The forward pack is playing possessed. But the most important thing, not the fact that they can score points, the defense is like Penrith-esque at this point. The last 3 games, they conceded 6 to Dogs, which doesn't even count because that was the intercept.
Anari.
10 points to Roosters, the best offense in the comp, and 12 to Raiders. Okay, Strange was out. 12 to Raiders.
It's pretty fucking good.
It's elite defense. And offensively, Hynes is confident. I think that first half was probably Hynes' best performance I've seen in like 2 years.
He's confident.
He's confident. I mean, to throw the cutout to Ronaldo down 6 is like, yep, all goods. And then Trindle's playing out of his mind. We're not going to keep praising him, but he's playing insane. But Hynes, again, like taking on the line on 5th tackle, being there for instead of going out the back where they may have scored, may or not. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to go straight through them. And essentially walked over because the Raiders players weren't there. And then the second half, obviously, I don't know who scored. Tamale scored off that garbage.
Tamale Mac, yeah.
After the knock-on from Sharks. And I sat there and was like, fucking hell, these cunts,
12
could they
ball,
fuck it
yeah,
up?
after he slots it from the sideline.
But it's like Sharks, like the second half hit. Now, this is the only part of the game I'll be like, okay, maybe Raiders got tired because last week took a lot out of them. Because once the way Billy Burns scored, I was like, these cunts are fucked. There's no way they're going to win from here. And they didn't. They just laid over and died. Yeah. But it just shows, like, it doesn't matter how many fucking wins you cunts have. Like, I feel like this is a testament to you cunts can win 50. You could have won all 24 games. And Reece Walsh took 15 minutes out of you cunts, and that's it. You were done. The Sharks, in respect to them, are playing their best footy right now. And what we expected from the Sharks at the start of the season has come into fruition. Maybe slightly too late because hypothetically, if you guys did finish first or second, you should be hosting a home final and not have to travel to Melbourne. This is your own fault that you have to do this. But they're playing the best footy. I know Penrith fans are going to fucking jump up and down. They're playing the best footy at the moment out of any team that is left. Do they have the talent to go to fucking Melbourne and beat this juggernaut? We'll have to wait in the preview, but they were awesome on Saturday. I couldn't say anything about Sharks. On the Raiders front, cunts aren't just not that good. Like, I think we've just seen, and I called it back in April, there is 6 good teams. Obviously, 2 of them aren't there. You can't have everyone in these finals, but Manly played like ass, but at least they won a finals game. Dogs. But those 6 teams are essentially rising to the top right now. And the teams that weren't there, Dogs obviously didn't win a finals game, neither did Manly, but the other 4 are all in the finals. And they're in the prelim final, step away from the grand final. And at the start of the season, it literally was, these cunts are better than everyone else, these 6 teams. And eventually we got there. So if you actually look at the season totality, you don't really blame Raiders because where Raiders should have been 15th to where they finished was an excellent season. The way they collapsed the last 2 games, that's something I'll leave to you because you were very high on them throughout the season. But for me, Cronulla, what a performance. We'll get to you more in the preview, but it's your own fault. I just want to highlight it. It's your own fault you're going to fucking Melbourne. You could have easily hosted a home final if you just finished in the top 4 and won some of those dumb games. But at least you're playing some good footy, and I think a lot of people have now got away from, okay, these cunts can't play finals, to being like, all right, fuck me, these cunts are actually really good. And they've played some great footy till now. Raiders, goodbye, you milk piece of shit, because the milk is now foul, you shit cunts. That's my final take.
Are you happy to see the other side of them?
What?
Milk?
Yeah,
fuck, like, get the fuck out?
Yeah, because this shit, like, how many times have we seen these teams win every game in the regular season? They get to the end and they start fucking doing this. And the biggest part was, for whatever reason, for 10 minutes, or like 10 minutes in the Broncos game, but in this game, they just can't score. Like, they just can't score. And the only player that looks like they're out there with any life was Hudson, yet again. I mean, fuck me, what a player. But it's just static from everyone else. Either Fogarty had an awful game for being the only experienced half. You can't expect Sasangi to fucking run the ball every 2 seconds. He's not even a 5'8". Like,
You can't run out Sasangi.
I get that,
Oh,
and
come
I that was a bit of Ricky being an idiot, but they literally got outplayed everywhere, so I can't individually put one play. They got outplayed in the middle, and that didn't even happen in the Brisbane game. They literally got outplayed by fucking Adam Fanua-Blake and the outside backs of Cronulla. Again, awesome, all three of them. So Kennedy was fucking everywhere. It was incredible.
He's probably the most slept on fullback in this competition.
He was everywhere.
Fuck me, he's playing good. All right, Canberra. Obviously, of the teams getting nuked on this pod, you are a distant second to these fucks, which we'll get to shortly. But I do have a few comments for you guys, and I'm a little distorted with which direction I want to take my analysis from this game. So, obviously, we made the case on Tuesday that you cunts are going to lose because of a lot of it to do with last week, and you blew your season and cunts just give up. For me, I'm a very loyal person, and it takes a lot for me to abandon my own philosophy and takes. And what I truly thought about Canberra was that they are a gun side. And even sitting here right now, I still think they are a gun side. But for you, the way, set aside 95 minutes. Let's say it was nip and tuck the whole game and it went to golden point and they lost that way. I wouldn't have come on in the review of last round and be like, you know what? After the whole season of being like, they can do this, I wouldn't have come on and been like, you know what? Just pack it up and fuck off, right? There's a certain level of resolve you build through multiple finals campaigns in a row that I feel like kind of conveyed a lot in this game, where Sharks of maybe 2 or 3 years ago playing semis and having shit go against them would fucking collapse, right? The Cowboys golden point game, they lost for no reason. The Roosters game, they lost for no reason. But after actually playing 3 or 4 finals campaigns in a row, it's like they know what's coming. They know that 80 minutes is 80 minutes and the game isn't won in the first 10. It can be lost in the last 10, and they kind of stay the course, which is a lot of the reason they have won both of these games. But Canberra, it's like the whole year they just fucking won every game, and as soon as they were in a position to win again, they just fucking capitulated. And going into this game, I actually feel like my analysis was 100%. I actually called the game in its entirety. What did I say? I was like, these guys are going to go out there, fire up for the first 20 minutes, trick themselves into thinking that they're going to fucking go out and win.
Yeah.
Probably score the first try through garbage, which
I don't know what else to say.
In 60 minutes of the first 30 minutes of the Roosters game and the first 30 minutes of this Canberra game, Sharks legit probably had 25% possession, gave up 500 tackles into the opposition 20 to their opposition, and only considered the stupid Nwangani Tuwase just have God himself can't tackle this cunt, and the 6 players are on Horsburgh and he just dumps it on for the try.
And both times they led at halftime after all that.
Right? So that's all right, structurally this Sharks at this point in the last 3 weeks has been impenetrable. The only shit they've conceded is just a blip in the radar, and Raiders lead 6-0 through that garbage. And you know what? You're saying that Raiders lost the forwards. I don't agree with that. These cunts for 30 minutes, Sharks legit for 25 straight minutes were kicking from their own 20-meter line, and Raiders were just walking down to their end. Did they lose some attacking spark through Ethan Strange not being there? Sure, but to me, that's just more like gun Cronulla goal line D. We can sit and be like, Raiders, why can't you score? But in my opinion, running out Sasangi, their attack is 10 times worse than the Roosters one, and those cunts couldn't score either.
Yeah,
and they probably had even more ball.
True.
So I want to go and give Sharkies a lot of credit for that. But at this stage, Raiders, everything was going in your favour. The game was going out exactly how you wanted it to be. You led 6-0. Sharks were looking tired. And then the Mack trucks came on, and the dynamic of the game really changed. Talakai, Hamlin, Uele, these boys were absolutely fucking possessed at this point. And, it's like Cronulla just were looking for a sniff of one thing to go their way. And I can't remember a call they got in that first 20 minutes until one of the first high shots for them to go down there. And that right edge, look, Walsh fucking literally pulled their pants down and did whatever he wanted to them. And you knew as soon as Sharks get some ball, they're going to go down there and test them again. And they failed it every single time Sharks legitimately went there. The Hynes cut out for the Ronaldo try in the corner was vintage Hynes, which we love to see. And they go down there. Your boy walks through 50 of the Raiders players. Eventually, they tackle him on the 1 meter line. Yeah. And then Trindle, I do like to see halves combine a lot, and it doesn't happen very often in this garbage sport. But for Trindle to find his boy Hynes and he just walks through the try line, it was legit copy-paste, in my opinion, of the Roosters game last week, where they have no ball for half an hour, they defend fucking everything, concede one garbage try, and then somehow they go and boom, boom, score 2 tries in 3 minutes. The Roosters one was like, why did Sam Walker do a 360 no-scope? But this one was like, you blink and it's like, is that Reece Walsh or is that Eero? It's the same garbage happening to these cunts. And once it got to 12-6, I was like, all right, cunts, just give up. Like,
yeah. But they tried.
You know, like, psychologically that I can't imagine like what's happening in the Raiders players' brains the next time they have to defend a Sharks left edge raid of like, oh fuck, here we go again. But you know what? They came out, they got the bunch of possession again. Sharks, like, honestly at this point, outside of their goal line D, genuinely played despicable in my eyes. Giving the Horsbrush try, what were they? 10 of 19 completions. Yeah. These cunts got a bailout of the... Well, it wasn't a bailout because it was a clear obstruction. Hudson was just fucking asleep when Sasangi walked through and scored. Does this, I was like, Johnny, don't celebrate. You're not fucking fooling anybody. Yeah. They didn't defend 3 weeks in a row to concede that to you.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I remember watching the game and they were like, oh, bro, that was so easy. What the fuck?
It was easy.
It was easy.
Hudson's asleep. That's why it's easy. Right? And then literally the next set, Sharks fucking... They do the dummy half garbage pass and drop it. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna like go back to old ways, but like the way they just like switch back is like unlike them.
Right? Raiders score on the left side. Tamale Max scores in the corner. Johnny kicks it from the sideline, even though he fucking couldn't kick to make it 30-10 last week. Raiders is like Sharks. I was like, you can't have already won this, but you just like have given them hope for no reason. And then here comes the freight train. Honestly, if I was the referee, I would have called full time. As soon as Billy Burns walked through and scored that, I'd be like, God, cunts. That's it. That's enough of what this fucking season from you cunts. And you know what? Like, Billy Burns metaphorically put a dagger into their fucking eye socket of, really? After winning 19 games,
you let him
going 28-10 with 2 minutes to go, winning that game 8 different times, fighting your way back after giving up before halftime, go to 12-all, you're going to allow Billy to just walk through the heart of your try line within 2 seconds, and it was just like, all right, give up. If that wasn't enough, you're thinking, oh, it's still one possession. They do 8 high tackles in a row for them to go up 20-12, and then I was like, all right, now you cunts can call full time. Yeah. And essentially from this point forward, literally, Raiders didn't fire another shot. Even like
they didn't get down.
Even they're throwing the footy around garbage. That like
it was just easy for Sharks.
The strength of their team this whole season has been offloading the ball and playing second phase. But they essentially their gun was completely empty of any bullets and literally like went out at the end of the day like a bunch of fucking like what was the point of you cunts coming first? Now, do I think it would have been a completely different story if these pricks had just fucking won last week? And then hosted Penrith next week?
No, I'm good.
I do. Because, you know, like how I feel about Penrith and, you know, Raiders, I still think they're yet to lose a fucking game of the forwards this entire season. But what good does that do them when they go boom, boom, and they just fucking sent home? And you know what? The cunts arguing, oh, like, it's all right, Canberra can build. No, there's no building with you cunts. It's fucking finished. Yeah. All right, there's no scenario in my mind that you cunts going to lift a minor premiership or get a home final of this caliber where you can fuck it up and still get another home final, be favourites in both games and lose both of them. So I don't want to fucking hear it from you guys. And we'll deal with you more come the review. Do I subscribe to the thinking that, oh, they actually lost this game last week, bro? Like, they had no chance. No, fuck no.
No, they went out there.
Who the fuck has been making a case for Sharks for the last 6 months? They didn't lose. These cunts didn't lose to Penrith or whatever. No. And Dogs, you know what? They're the scum of the NRL. And I'm not going to defend them even 1%. But there is an argument to be made that, you know what? They lost to Melbourne and Penrith. Sharks last year lost to Melbourne and Penrith. Roosters last year lost to Melbourne and Penrith. No one has beaten these cunts in the semis. No. Right? But for Canberra... Obviously, like, let's say Dogs lost by 10, like, there would be that case. For Raiders, it's like, you can't play 2 home games to Brisbane, who bunch of fucking morons themselves, and Sharks, who no one believed in, and at the end of the day, like, you just didn't fucking deliver in either of those games, so I'm completely off them, fuck the milk.
Yeah, I mean, look, anyone that's subscribing to Raiders 2026... I mean, I think we will put them in the right position next year, like probably outside of the
same position of this year. No. 14th.
Yeah, probably.
I'm completely off them.
I mean, what do they have going into next year? And even whatever they do have, like...
Sasangi.
Like, come on.
All right.
And on top of that, the 4 teams that are actually gone through now are going to be the same, if not better, next year.
I'll put Raiders below Dolphins. Fuck those cunts.
Yeah. Oh, no, Dolphins. No,
on the Sharky side, all right, there's an optimistic way of looking at this game, which I feel like is 99% of the population. Now everyone thinks they're going to walk into Melbourne and win.
Good, yeah.
Fascinating. Yeah. There is 1% of pessimism from me, Chris, and I want to get your thoughts on this.
Why are they always losing?
Why are you cunts always like
dying to stay alive?
Why is it always 30 tackles to 2 of the opposition in the opposition 20?
Like you said, they were awful. They were awful. They have 50%. Like, we'll get to it more in the. You cannot do this against Melbourne.
This is what I'm thinking.
But
you have gotten away with it against Roosters and Raiders, who are respectable sides.
But this Melbourne team,
there is no, even against Brisbane or Penrith, like let's say they make the grand final, there's no room for, we'll just give the other team 30 minutes of the ball and we'll see what happens. One, Penrith will not allow you any
You can't breathe.
You can't breathe against these motherfuckers. Melbourne won't be up 4-0, they'll be up 16-0, and honestly, Brisbane will be the same shit. Yeah. So, from my perspective, to win by 20 and play like garbage, like, are you cunts that good? I feel like Raiders were just shooting blanks by the end of it, but the optimistic thing for Sharks is they actually can play a lot better than what they have in both of these games.
Yeah.
And they've actually walked away, essentially the last 3 games against Dogs, Roosters and Raiders, 13-plus victorious. So, I don't know, we can get to the preview more when Tuesday comes and we see lineups and see what happens on the Melbourne side of things. But as far as this particular game goes, was it a flawless performance that Penrith dished out? Absolutely not, but did you run away with it in the end? And really, even at 6-0, I was like, Raiders, like, these cunts can barely score. Like, they've thrown everything at them and they have come up with essentially nothing. Yeah. And there was really no point in this game that I was actually genuinely worried that Sharks would lose. And that says a lot going into Canberra.
I don't know. When they made that error, after Tamale scored, like that point, when Tamale scored, it's like, fuck, old Sharks could fuck it up here. But, like, they just... They put everything... What has done them so well the last 2 weeks is whatever's happened before that try, it's just like a mental reset. They just start again as soon as the other team scores. And it's like, it's a brick wall. They're literally trying to score against a brick wall every time. Every try that the Sharks have conceded, the other team has to fucking give their tooth and nail to score the try. And they look at the scoreboard and they're like, all right, how the fuck are we losing? Sharks were here twice and they've scored twice. What the fuck's going on? Like, Roosters last week, they were in the second half where I thought they would give up after the Sam Walker shit. They actually gave it a fucking crack, right? Course, yeah. Raiders, like, they scored the first try of the second half and then they were like, yeah, fuck it. We don't give a fuck.
We'll just let Billy walk in. It's fine.
And Sharks really didn't have that much ball down there to give him that. But mad props to Sharks. Like, they've really taken the angle of, you know what? Our offense was a lot better in the past, i.e. like Manly, but we can't defend. Now we're going to fucking defend like humans. And, bro, they're defending like incredible at the moment. So, I don't know if they can continue that. I don't think you can give that much possession to Melbourne, but a lot of people are optimising, and the opening line is at 7.5, which I think sounds about right. And for the forward-thinking, like you said, lineups, we're assuming Pappy and Hughes are to be named in the prelim final, which makes sense of the line as it is. So, good luck going to Melbourne, but wow, what a performance they've had last.
And in my perspective, that 7.5 point spread is taking into account that Sharks have looked impressive in the last 3 weeks, because let's say this was a week 1 finals game, I'm leading 10. Probably would be like 11.
They were 10 last year, right? Yeah. They were 10, 11, whatever it was that they played Penrith. Like, if we compare them playing Penrith and Melbourne in the same position, they were 10, 11, something like that. And not going to Melbourne. They were playing in Sydney, playing before.
Last year's Penrith and Melbourne team were like much better than this year's Penrith and Melbourne team. Look, from the Sharks, what you have working in your favour, great goal line D, which is apparently unique to you cunts, because even Penrith, which is letting Preston walk through. Who gives a fuck? Your spine, which we've had question marks on, and I've come on being like, well, do I really trust him in a game against Harry Grant and Munster? Do I really trust him in a game against Nathan Cleary? At this stage, without having actually played either of those two scumbags, they might not have the Jerome Hughes or Nathan Cleary name in their spine, but Blake Brayley is playing like the Dally M Booker of this season from start to finish. Hynes is confident. He's playing like the Dally M medalist that he was 3 years ago. Trindle continues to probably be the most underrated 5'8" in this competition. And in my opinion, Kennedy probably continues to be the most underrated fullback in this competition. So if all 4 of those players can go and play gun next week and not take a step a backward step to obviously the spine that Melbourne's going to run out there. Fuck it, they're a chance, right? You can't rule this team out. The way that their defense is keeping them in the contest and the resilience they've built over the last 4 seasons, anything's possible. And shout out to the Sharkies. We won a good amount of money on them, obviously taking them head to head and plus
back to
5.5.
back as well. Going into the, it's going to be hard to bet against them. Very hard to bet against them. Obviously, I know you're lean, but like very hard to bet against the hottest team in the competition right now. So we'll have to see.
Well,
but
speaking of hot teams in this competition, the Penrith
they're not
Panthers,
hot.
46-20 was your full-time
played
score
quitters.
in a battle of Penrith v Penrith was what we were promised, but we got Penrith v Knights. The Canterbury Knights went out there in the first half and masqueraded themselves as Bulldogs players running out in the blue and white jersey. Literally a disgraceful performance in that first half that I haven't seen in a long time. And I went back to the memory banks of who has gone out there and given up to this extent. And I had a few inklings of, well, Knights have been in the finals. They've probably given up. No,
they didn't give up. No, they played the Cowboys. They didn't give up.
Parramatta against Broncos when Parra put 50 on them at Bankwest. I don't think they gave up like this.
No.
To just like, Parra were playing like Showtime back then.
Yeah.
Penrith, like, how long did they try for?
10 minutes?
To go up 36-8 at halftime, they tried for 10 minutes.
They just threw the footy around.
Genuinely, before I hand off to you because I want your analysis, if Penrith tried for 80 minutes, what would the score have been?
60.
6? Is that it?
Maybe.
Genuinely would have been 76-2. Good thing you guys took the 2 at the start. You really defended it well after that, you fucks. I have a lot to say about Gus and Sorrello, the whole regime, the whole Bulldogs fan base, the 12 months of fucking rubbish that you cunts have dealt with.
12
the 80
months,
minutes of
24.
fucking dirt that you ran out and performed. Well, sorry, 65 minutes because you threw the footy around and then realised that fucking Blaze Thong you can't tackle anyway. What do you make of this, Chris? Over at halftime, a dagger into the Bulldog season that I believe was a giant failure in the end. Were you shocked by this result?
Honestly, these cunts are like worse than Raiders. I know Raiders, like, they came first and all, and no minor premiers lost back-to-back since 2009, but what's happened to this Dogs team towards from the halfway point going forward is a despicable performance of coaching and fucking players. Like, let's just start with pre-game. I don't know who... Listen, motherfuckers in any of our social media channels, any motherfucker that wrote to me saying it's all mind games, it was mind games, was it? Cunts are down 30 points in halftime and you want to play mind games with Penrith. You fucking morons. Let's start with that. Because he wasn't going to play and we said it first on the Back Yourself podcast. So wake up. Take 2. I just like... I don't understand. I don't know who makes these decisions. And whoever does, like, what the fuck? Why did Marnie start?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Why? I thought Hayward was the future. I'm not... Look, I've been an advocate for Marnie, right? I've been an advocate for Marnie. Going into your grand final, which is all what you motherfuckers said in the chat, and I'm going to call every motherfucker out because I was the one that sat here and said these cunts are going to die today. I know you were like, oh yeah, maybe they'll cut. Fuck this team. Why is Marnie out there? Why are 2 of the spine players that are going to not be there next year starting your most important game of the season? Explain that.
It's their grand final.
Yeah, grand final, my ass. Thirdly, let's get into the game. Kickout does a touchdown. The crowd, like, there could have been 150,000 there.
The charge down.
Dylan Edwards, like, I know Penrith, like, often get calls in the finals. I actually think he was hard done by here. He touched him on his arm. He let go. This cunt dropped it. And then he tackled him again. He didn't want to tackle him. Anyway, I sat there and went, if you cunts take the 2, I swear to God, someone needs to die. And what do you cunts do? And then, like, the pinnacle was how bad the defense was. I mean, it was just a walk in the park for Penrith. Penrith! They can't even shift the ball properly. They literally just tore the complete defense apart. And it all started, and I want to start this once and for all, through fucking that left edge where the God himself, there could be 3 structures of him, of Sexton. You cunts literally got pumped by Alamotti, who you used to have. Pumped. Like, not even close. Completely abolished. And the whole the left side defense was just, it might as well not have been there. Non-existent. And I thought this was the left side that everyone fucking loved and all the boys are there. Sexton's back in position, bro. Yeah, Sexton's back in position. They scored 2 tries, Penrith. I thought, you know what? I kind of want Dogs to score. My boy, the only fucking human of a player. And I guarantee you, Sorrella didn't tell him to do this because he's fucking an idiot. Plays a short ball at Preston and the Red Sea parts. Because at the end of the day, like you said, it's Blaze Talangi next to McLean, you fucking morons. But no, they want to not go that way. Anyway, they go straight through. Galvin scores. They have hope.
At 12-8, did you think they had hope?
Yeah, because I thought the crowd's on their side. You know, they've got through some of the storm of Penrith. I actually thought it was going to be 12-8 like for a while, and then someone would score, and that's it, game over.
At 12-8, I got insider trading. Critter put his boots on. He was ready to go out there.
I wish he was, because, again, they just go right, and Alamotti goes through, and then they score again, and then Cleary scores, and then Tracy. The fact you let me and Martin score is fucking incredible. This is what's nuts. That play, actually, I know I often
wish it was Liam Martin.
I often pick out Liam Henry. Yeah. I know. Often I pick out very small plays in the game to scream at teams. This one is one of them. Cleary gets tackled on 5th tackle. Kenny gets the ball, doesn't go to Blaze. So what the fuck do you think he's gonna do? He's gonna kick it, and there is not one fucking dog in like a 20-minute span. And I know you can't say, well, Tracy was in the ruck. Where the fuck is anyone else there? He's going right. Talangi's on the left side. Cleary's tackled. And he's going right. What the fuck do you think he's going to do? It's just shit. And no one even checks him. You cunts don't even give a fuck. You just go concede. All Dogs would have been fucking, we'll take a penalty. We'll take a professional foul. Fuck this cunt. We're not letting him score. This is a Dogs brick wall. You cunts don't even care. Like, you just fucking, yeah, we'll concede. They concede again. Isaiah Papali'i scores. Fucking, Penrith start doing some razzle-dazzle and just walk through. And Sorrell's face after that Papali'i try was just like, I don't know what to do anymore. I've given up.
Yep.
And I actually think the club should just give up.
Yeah.
You've tried every position, every single player in a different position in this spine, and it doesn't work. It's incredible. And not one time did you guys ever stick to one fucking spine. Even in the final series, you had to change it, didn't you, you fuckwit? Play Burden again. What does it matter? I mean, you cunts got raped on the other side anyway. It was Rimakama that did all the damage. He couldn't fucking tackle Alamotti. It didn't matter who was fucking... Did Sexton play? Who cares? It didn't matter. I mean, Sexton, what's incredible, in the first fucking 5 minutes, Sexton didn't kick the ball once. Burden came in from center, he starts kicking. Where did you do that when you fucking playing 5'8", you dickhead? Unbelievable, this team. Like, honestly, I'm happy to be a Tigers fan, Manly. All these fans that didn't make the 8, I'd rather not make the 8 than fucking lose like that in front of 70,000, except for Knights, those cunts, and Titans.
Knights played today.
We'll get that's
in my eyes.
But Dogs, like, I got so much more to say in the review of the season. It might be its own podcast, an hour long, discussing what these cunts do next. Because, like, are you cunts ever going to win a finals game? I know you will. You'll win, like, a 6-7 battle. You play fucking, who knows, Dolphins, and you win by 2 points. And everyone's going to be like, Chris, what the fuck? We're going to win a finals game. But from 9-0, this team has lost every single fucking game. And this was the most despicable performance of your whole season, and you chose a fucking great time to do it. Because even last week, like you mentioned, they didn't play bad. They just played Melbourne. Like, they played Melbourne, and they got them in the end, with Critter getting injured. But today, like, this was like Dogs under pain. I don't have much else to say. I'm sorry to most fans that literally said these cunts going to give up. The ones that said they had a chance today, i.e. Matt, this is directly at you. Wake up! Your team is not ready for finals. You cunts are 0-3 in the finals. Literally, Manly has a finals win, and they're awful. Fuck off. Just fuck off. I'm so happy they're gone. The gratitude of just seeing these cunts getting raped and the crowd. You know what was the greatest part? It was when they're sitting there and they're just in disarray. They're like, how could my Bulldogs lose? Cuzzy, how did they lose? We have Burden, cuz. Shut the fuck up. You cunts are shit. Get out. Go back to fucking Bankstown. Leave us alone. Fucking hell, you cunts were awful today. A disgusting performance. Despicable from Bulldogs. And despicable coaching from Serraldo and... Who the fuck coach? Who cares? Cunts wish you had Ivan. Fucking hell, you cunts were bad. On to you, mate. I don't even... you know what? I've got nothing to say about Penrith because out of the team, all 4 teams that were there, they would have beaten this Dogs team by just as much. So you cunts don't get any credit from me. We'll see you motherfuckers next week. That's it. You know what? Raiders would have beaten this team by this much. 100%. They were awful.
I apologise, mate.
For believing in
for
this.
cheering for them in the preview. Truly, again, even if it was Knights, I would have made a case for them.
Yeah,
because it all boils down to these cocksuckers in the end of the day.
And you know what? It wasn't them, bro. They just beat what's in front of them. I actually don't blame them.
All right, Penrith.
Go win again.
I made a massive mistake.
You made a massive mistake.
What will it take, man? What will it take for you cunts to stop covering every finals game? Can you win one by 2? So I can at least come on and be like, oh, they got lucky. I can't even do that.
Why would you say 2, bro? What's the spread for next year, bro?
You know what? Just to see them not cover one would make me fucking an ounce of a smile after watching a Penrith game. 21 of 21 completions. You fucking do the charge down and any other cunt would score, but Edwards somehow gets back there, gets penalised, no sin bin. 27 minutes was how long it took for Dogs to get one call, which was a head-high tackle. Besides that, obviously, Penrith are fucking asleep in every single ruck. As soon as you fucking look at them while they're in the ruck, it's a penalty, it's a 6 again. Sure, okay, this is to be expected. Not to make any fucking excuse for these fucking rats. But just on the Penrith side...
They did lose their challenge straight away.
I don't give a fuck. Because they'd already won the war by this stage. Just by the mere virtue of... as you said, once Dogs took the 2, it was over. But... Look, Penrith, you were clinical. In my opinion, something I completely overlooked come the preview was Penrith, number 1, Nathan Cleary watching this cunt when he's not in a New South Wales jersey is a true...
It hurts me.
Is a true blessing.
It hurts
because of how fucking good he is.
Yeah,
I mean, the 40-20 against Rinakama was like... Actually, he literally, like... this was public humiliation at that point.
I thought they were going to take him off, truly.
Same. Get him off, you fucking front-running piece of garbage, piece of shit, cunt. Still trying to score 2 minutes to go. Take your fucking best player off, cunt. But don't worry, none of them will ever get injured with 2 minutes to go either anyway. Not that we wish that here on the Back Yourself podcast.
No, we wouldn't. Until next week.
Cleary was like, the past 2 games he's been fucking 11 out of 10. There's no faulting him. Again, Blaze can't tackle, but it doesn't matter because they fucking never... You can't get more than 10 meters a set. They never make any errors. They rarely give any penalties away. Sure, Penrith are the best team of all time. What can I say about them? Shout out to them. On the Dog side, I'm seriously questioning your club's existence at this stage. Because this was more than like losing a game. 100%. This was more than, fuck, like we got a sin bin. There was a send-off. There was a fucking a pick 6 try. This was more than just things going wrong on a day. This was, you cunts were legitimately lost out there on the field.
Yeah.
And... From the point that, all right, your first points come of the game where Kick-Out does the charge down and you can't take the 2 because you think you can defend, sure. At this stage, I was like, okay, Dogs are psychologically preparing themselves for some warfare by doing the charge down and then also taking the 2 after it.
The defense was warfare.
If they were just like trying to do some fucking backyard footy garbage, honestly, if they did backyard footy and lost by 50, that would be less worse in my opinion.
They're trying to play
the problem with you cunts for 2 years... is that you've masqueraded as Penrith. The players you've signed, the whole fucking makeup of the club, the DNA fingerprints between Gus and Serraldo and Stephen Crichton, and we're going to sign all the ex-Penrith players. Serraldo conceded 700 points in his first year, so we're going to emphasize that, no, we need players that buy in and defend. And you show glimpses of it against the dirt of the sport. Dragons, Tigers, until he actually got raped by them. Titans... All the bums that you played to go to 6-0, you fucking show that you can defend then, and you play a certain style that's tough through the middle of the park, and you don't give anyone an inch. And you went to Shark Park and you held them to 6 points, 10 points, all the way back in round 10, and everyone knocked at our door, and they were like, we've arrived. We're the best defense. We can win the comp. We can do this. We can do that. And to a certain extent, I bought a little bit of it. And So did you.
I did.
Because when Galvin signed, you were like,
these cunts are possessed.
this is the missing piece. Why was it the missing piece? Because you're like,
They need to score.
they're the number one defense.
Yeah.
They've shown that, you know what? The last time we played Penrith, these motherfuckers scored 0 attacking tries against us. You know? And literally, as soon as you actually had to fucking rely on this defense,
they quit. Yeah. They can't defend. They couldn't defend today.
And some of this, obviously, Penrith are better than any other team in the league at exploiting the shit that you are weak at. And shout out to Ivan and Nathan and his staff that I obviously undersold this in the preview of, because you just don't know what these pricks are going to do with their lineup, right? To your point, in isolation of them picking Reed is not a fucking problem because we've been saying pick Reed for ages.
Correct.
The issue with you motherfuckers is last week when you were in a fucking, as you said, push all the chips to the middle of the table and let's try and get ourselves a bye. You didn't fucking pick Reed. You didn't even put Reed on the bench. You said, fuck this cunt. We have Hayward. Right? And you've committed to that take for 12 weeks of fuck Reed. Doesn't matter who goes down, we're not picking Reed. And then this morning, you're like, oh, you know what? We changed our mind. Well, Reed, get in there, brother. Yalla, go make some tackles. And I'm like, I like it because I know Reed's better, but it suggests to me that where the fuck was he the other 10 weeks?
It's
right?
just desperation. They just don't know what to do.
Why is Tupanua playing front row?
Mate, they just don't know what to do. They just lost.
25 rounds of Sam Hughes playing front row. You name Curran. Again, mind games. Seems like he went mentally ill out there playing mind games. I look at the thing Tupanua starting, which again, in and of itself is not a massive issue, but it's just like, what the fuck why are you doing garbage like this? You're not tricking anyone. Anyway, Sexton is named that fucking halfback. He plays 5'8". Galvin's still playing halfback. For what reason? I don't know. He decided to put...
He put Burden on the wrong side, I know.
Okay, so as far as combinations go, and your entire club's approach to the last 24 months of footy has been, let's be resilient, let's win games 10 to fucking 12, and let's back our defense, and that's what's gonna take us to our premiership. And yet, in the most important game of the season, you put Jerry on the right where he hasn't played there the entire season to play with the winger and halfback that he hasn't played with the entire season. You put Sexton on the left side, which he hasn't played the entire season.
And Burden playing left centre, who hasn't played the
You played Burden next to Rinakama, who have never played with each other. And it's just like, well, okay, if you're going to go and take the two, and you're going to be like, we're going to win this defensively, why are you setting yourself up to just completely get fucking picked apart by Penrith, where, you know what, shit, it can't... Genuinely, Knights wouldn't have conceded 36.
No, they wouldn't.
Because Knights would have been like, that's a finals game, we'll have a go.
Yeah.
They would have been like 28.
Yeah, I know.
Why, of all the motherfuckers, I'm watching you cunts who have put your hat on the defensive side of the ball for 24 months, when you needed to, allow Kohler to walk through 100 players, when you needed to, Alamotti, who literally hasn't even fucking played more than, 4 games this year? It's been milky the whole year. He's just like, oh yeah,
I'll score a hat-trick.
Walk past Rinakama 5 times in the first half. Sure. Tracy comes over and is just a fucking speed hump.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching? And I'm like, all right, the left edge is just complete in shambles.
It's a disaster.
The center sprints in, the winger's having a wank. The winger sprints in, the center's having a wank. Everyone runs in, Sexton's fucking thinking about going to England. Just diabolical. And then on the other side, I'm like, oh, all right, you know what, at least like Karaz and fucking Jerry are there. Then they just walk through and kick to Papali. Again, no, not one Dogs player is there.
Yeah, no.
You know, like 24-8 at halftime, you could be like, we played a despicable half of footy. And you know what? Anything can happen. If we get a fucking sin bin, like, we can cover 8.5. Who knows? We can go out, like, with somewhat of our respect and talent. But 36-8 is actually scary hours. I couldn't believe what I was fucking watching. Because, like, you at some point, you're like, well, Penrith will make an error. Dogs will force some sort of mistake. Penrith, like, weren't even just playing fucking completion, like, footy.
Yeah,
These cunts are actually throwing the footy around.
Yeah, they were.
And... even in tackles where Dogs were like winning the tackle, Lindsay Smith would just do some garbage offload. Papali would do some garbage offload. And it's like the minute they threw it out wide, I was like, fuck, like we've conceded.
Yeah, because the edges were just...
And that's just not a fucking perspective that any cunt with a Dogs jersey on, any cunt that took Dogs plus 8.5. Because once Reed got named, this actually closed at like Dogs +7 at like $1.80.
I took -7.
Yeah, good for you. But
I was just like, nah, bro.
Where's
this money?
I sent out Dogs 8.5 for $2, right? And it closed $1.80 at 7.5. So I wasn't the only motherfucker backing Dogs. Everyone backed them, but in my eyes, like Penrith looked somewhat mistake prone and shaky last week to a team that I said Warriors are 10 times worse than Dogs. Truly, Warriors would have been this cunts 13+ today. And that's saying something.
That's a lot.
Where like Warriors can't score, right? But anyone can score past these cunts. Rinakama and Co. Yeah. They'll concede 26 to Warriors. I mean, this was incredible. Yeah. And
who wouldn't score 26 past Knights?
Not only did you cunts complete your identity just went completely to the wayside of you like not being able to score or do any garbage. You couldn't make any meters, which you couldn't do against Sharks. You couldn't do against Roosters. Couldn't do against Melbourne. To where like the forward pack is supposed to be a strength of your side, which clearly it isn't. And once Penrith scored 1 or 2 tries, you can't start throwing the footy around like you're Manly. Yeah. Everything you've done in the last 2 years has been the antithesis of Manly, of like, our Manly style of play doesn't work. We have to play like Penrith. And as soon as this much pressure was applied to you from Alamoti, you're like, oh, fuck. Let's start going out the back. They brought fucking Burton aside into the middle of the park for him to get raped by Blaze to concede again. Shot, yeah. I'm just like, fuck me, we've been on Knights. Like, literally, Knights, I'm not sure there would have been a difference in performance today from Knights. If anything, Knights might have played better.
Who would have played worse today?
No Titans. One. I swear to God, Titans would have had 12 or 14.
Oh, Titans would have, you're right.
I swear,
Dragons would have had a crack.
Of any side, like, let's say Crichton doesn't play and Dogs ran out the 17 they ran out today. I swear on my mum's life, Titans and Knights wouldn't be down 36-8 at halftime.
I don't think any team would be. Everyone else would be like, oh, fuck, it's finals. Let's G up.
Bro, the Raiders B team went to Redcliffe, and I don't think they conceded 36 at halftime.
No, they didn't.
This is insane. What the fuck were you guys doing? And in the second half, look, you can't...
Who cares?
Penrith switched off. Like, they didn't give a fuck.
And look, for them, like, mentally, they should be ready to switch off because... If they saw one thing, the intensity of next week is... look, the next 3 games, whatever the outcome, whatever comes, are going to be 3 fucking blockbusters, all back-to-back. And I think the pinnacle... I know the grand final might be the pinnacle. If it's Melbourne-Penrith, no. This Brisbane-Penrith game is going to be a fucking war.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, Carrigan isn't playing, but... Okay, Penrith... Even, you know what's incredible? The commentators said at halftime, Ivan said to his players, don't think about next week. Already. He said to him, all right, cunts, I know you can't think about Brisbane. Don't think about it.
It would be very human of them to look forward, but obviously these cunts aren't human. They're AI generated. Yeah. Now, look, Dogs...
I think we can get into the identity of the club in the review.
I feel like this is not just... Like, it's one thing if they went out in straight sets, but they lost to Melbourne by 2, pseudo 8, and they lost to Penrith by 10 without Critter. You can at least go and trick yourself in the next off season of, oh, we're this far away. If we can just get Critter, Leo Thompson, and Galvin can develop. But the way that you like rolled over to Penrith today, I feel like there can be some ramifications going forward of that period of where Sharks just like couldn't fucking mentally apply themselves in finals. These cunts are like they're at that point.
Same. Yeah, they're the same.
You know, where like next year when, all right. I know they're going to come out and win 10 games to start the year next year.
But, in credit and not credit, Sharks are awful in the finals until, last year they won 1 and this year, this year, they never rolled over like that.
No.
They would lose, but they would never roll over like that. No. No one's rolled over like that in finals since fucking Brisbane against Para.
No.
Which Para today would have put fucking 70 on this team, the way they were defending. Bro, Dolphins would have put a fucking 80. I mean, we're not talking about the greatest offense in the world either. You take some of these offenses, Dolphins is a fucking key one, they would have smoked this back line. Rinakama would have been literally missing Asako every 2 seconds.
No, it was crazy.
I mean, it was just a freeway.
Look, genuinely, that first half, Dogs, outside of Galvin's short ball, they didn't do one good thing.
No.
Errors, penalties.
Charge down.
The charge down, sure. Yeah, they took the 2. I don't even want to give them that. The errors, the penalties, not forcing one error in 40 minutes of footy.
Yeah, it's bad. Bro.
The edge defense, despicable. The ruck was
Everything
despicable.
defense.
Your inability to make meters despicable. Literally, like
I don't know what they do.
one of the worst half of finals footy I've ever watched.
I don't even know where they go. Like,
Okay,
these four teams are just going to be better next year. Like,
they're
they're not even close.
I would say all of the good that they did themselves by leading the competition halfway through, and all the accolades that Seraldo and Gus earned through that period, not only have those been diminished, but I actually have serious questions moving forward for Seraldo and Gus of like, what kind of fucking program are you cunts running where cunts just come in and out every week and you end up
I don't know
giving
why they
up?
keep changing shit. I just don't understand. I mean,
Last year, L to Manly, L to Cowboys, L to Manly. This year, L to Sharks, L to Melbourne, and just the mother of all L's, where it's just like...
it wasn't even close. The closest game was their Melbourne game. The Cronulla, they weren't even close.
They weren't close,
24-0.
24-0.
Yeah.
So last year you could have been like, oh, it's our first finals campaign.
Of course.
We ran out of gas, all this garbage. When it happens in more dramatic fashion the following season, it's just like, what, you can't going to run out? What you go? All right, next year go 25-0. As soon as it gets to week 1, they'll be like, fuck. They go down 6-0, they'll be like, fuck, it's happening.
Yeah, like,
you know?
It's always going to be with you cunts. That's just like, I mean, Sharks went through this. Like, it's exactly what happened to them. But like, this particular game, there's been a lot of teams getting blown out by Penrith in the finals. Don't get it wrong, but not in the first half, bro. Like,
yeah, fuck me.
Penrith, like, they don't even Warriors fucking showed more fight, and they're awful.
Yeah.
Last week. In the first half, Penrith realistically want to lead by like 4-6, but take a lot out of you. So then they beat you in the back end of the game. It was just so fucking easy. These guys were just walking through. They're like, fuck it. All right, we'll keep scoring. We don't care. 2 minutes to go. When has Penrith thrown the footy around in finals?
Never.
They're just like, fuck it. You know what? Let's throw the footy around, see what happens. And Papali'i walks over. He's like, oh, they were like, oh, that was easy. All right, let's go, Brisbane.
That's
let's
insane. Go. Yeah, fuck, that was crazy. Even the commentator was like, "Yeah, they'll probably put the Q in the rack." The Q is in the rack, all right. Yeah. The rack being the Bulldogs try line. Fuck you guys. Essentially, as simple as it can be put, dogs. Fuck you, cunts.
Yeah,
for the 2025 season of. You know what? Last year we hated them more throughout the year, but I have disdain for this club now after today. Like, for you cunts to get raped 10 times worse than Warriors, who aren't even a team at this stage of the season, those cunts gave you the blueprint of, if you're going to lose, that's how you lose. You cunts watched that, went to Melbourne and tried that hard, had the longest turnaround of any other fucking club, and came out and were down 600
And
mil.
they gave you the dream draw, 4 p.m. on a Sunday in the afternoon, at your own stadium to get every single fucking cup. And that's what I was saying. I was watching it with my dad before, and I said, I want every single one of these cunts to be crying by the end of the game. Fuck this team. And it really came into fruition. Did I think that first half would happen? Fuck no. But God, I was happy to see them all. We're going to win the grand final. Fuck off. I know I said it, but the fact that you cunts like continued it throughout the season, as you cunts played worse and worse and worse every week, and this cunt's fucking moving shit. Well, I could be playing 5-8 next week if they played. I mean,
incredible.
And Gus and Seraldo's got like 1 year. Next year, like, if you don't win a finals game, fuck off. Seriously. What the fuck was that? What, you're going to run it back again with the worst team?
There's a very distinct problem of them trying too hard at the start of the season and then giving up.
Yeah, there's that. Look, they're training, obviously.
Chris, it's out of control.
But what's out of control is they're worse next year. They have to start Hayward.
Well,
they have to start fucking Burden and Galvin.
Well, you were arguing that Burden and Galvin's an upgrade. So maybe it will be.
Upgrade.
After an off season. I actually don't want to even say next year. Today, all they deserve is to get fucking flamed because that was despicable. Fuck you. On the Penrith side of things, Jesus Christ. Look, they played a perfect half of footy. There's really not much more to say.
Did they play better than they did against Para in the grand final?
No way. No, fuck no. That was like...
That was like not even fair.
Yeah, that was like when you're like 6 years old and you're playing FIFA and you play against like the Hall of Fame CPU the first time. You're like, what the fuck's happening? This was easy. This was easy as fuck. Yeah. Like,
Warriors tried harder.
What Warriors made Penrith like had to fucking sweat a little bit. These cunts just like incredible. Walk out there and roll over. Fucking hell. I hope Brisbane, after watching this game and after watching the tape for Penrith, has learned one of two things. Number one, Warriors and Dogs both took the 2. It doesn't fucking work. All right, don't take the 2. I would like to see Penrith operating from a 10-0 deficit, not a 2-0 deficit. Correct. You shit cunts.
Agreed.
Stop taking the 2. especially because immediately after you take the 2, you always fucking concede. It's never 8-0, right? It's always 2-14.
I agree, but
it's pissing me off. I'm fucking
Broncos
sick of
won't
it.
do that.
Broncos,
They
Adam
can
Reynolds.
score at least.
You take the 2, I'll strangle you with my bare hands.
Next week is going to be a fucking poll.
Number 2, you can't just fucking like. You can't need to be on the same. Don't do this rushing garbage. You can't start rushing.
Yeah,
all right,
correct.
like Cleary is. What Dogs tried to do was implement the Queensland fucking thing of we'll rush up or we'll take his time away. Wake up to yourself.
Yeah, wake up.
Taking the time away from this cunt has to be done way before he gets the ball, which is you don't fucking kick from your 20-meter line for the entire game because eventually you will give up because these fuckwits don't drop the ball. All right?
Maybe next week they will.
Sure.
Ezra will be in front of him.
Next year they might drop it.
Ezra will
Come
be in front of him.
17th by round 20 and then go and fucking come 8th and beat Ezra for the 50th time. Number 3. Now we're at a point where
this is a grand final.
we have to fucking now go out there and cheer for Adam Reynolds and Jordan Ricky.
This is the grand final. This is better than the grand final.
No, did you hear what I fucking said?
I don't care. The whole
Because they're gonna
story of this game is
they're gonna watch the tape and be like, Preston went over a few times. Let's do Adam Reynolds to Jordan Ricky instead of Reece Walsh.
No. Relax.
So if you can't do that, I will strangle you because you're not winning through Jordan Ricky. I'm guarantee you right now. Unless you can faceball him and give it to Stags, then you're fucking talking.
No. Yeah.
Because he will get Casey McLean to strangle him
I reckon they will give it to Stags because he's on Casey McLean and you can't guard.
Okay. Realistically, is there even 1% of you that's like, why did Penrith concede 24 to Dogs?
No.
Or was it all just like they melded it in by that stage?
At that point, their heads are in Brisbane. Who gives
Even at the point they conceded the Galvin try, that's not normal Penrith.
No.
Really.
No, it's not. They walk straight through. This is not normal Penrith.
I know, but they're tricking everyone.
But they're tricking everyone that they
Penrith.
are. The problem is, can anyone expose them? And the good and bad thing about them playing Brisbane, the good thing is, Brisbane had them for 65 minutes. And they know that they had them. They know, okay, we won that grand final because we outlasted them, but hypothetically, if it wasn't for Cleary, we were fucked. We got raped in that first 65 minutes. But the bad thing is, Penrith can play better. And even today, I don't think they played that great.
What could they have done better today?
Defensively, like you said. Penrith wouldn't concede that.
I don't think they have it in to defend like that anymore. They haven't shown
They're going to struggle next week then. Because they're playing a whole better offense. But look, and an offense that can get you in, the beauty of Brisbane, which we saw against Canberra, is they could be down with 16 minutes left, and this cunt will fucking score 3 tries.
Not to Penrith. Fuck that.
Look, I don't know. Maybe.
So, from my perspective, genuinely, Panthers fans, obviously I'm a notorious somebody eliminate these cocksuckers, but I do respect your team. Don't get it twisted. I have mad respect for this side. But genuinely, I would like to know your guys' thoughts of what I'm about to say. Is this too harsh? Is there a side that's played 2 worse final sides?
No.
Like what the Wars ran out there and Dogs with what they ran out there today and how they performed. How much of that is good Penrith and how much of that is genuinely, I'm not sure that this Dogs team would have beat anyone today.
Well, the books are saying that it's 2 finals games, so it doesn't matter. But like I said at the start, the hottest team in the league is Cronulla. They've played 2 better teams that played better on the day. Especially Roosters played better than both fucking Warriors and Dogs combined in that first final. And Sharks have still got above both of them. I don't think Penrith has played even near to that competition. And I guess your first, hypothetically, finals game, regardless of whatever happens, is this going to be this Brisbane one, which... That's it, really. I don't think you can give them much credit for these 2 games. They played great. They deserve to win. Do I think they should be? Let me double check. $3 to win the grand final.
Penrith?
I think they should be $1.70 to fucking win in Brisbane. Maybe not. And it does get to a point that we're going to have to sit here and discuss in 2 days what the fuck's going to happen. A lot of it is going to be based on lineups. Obviously, I've preempted. I think Ezra will play this game.
Ezra and Reynolds.
Yeah. And obviously, we've heard that Hughes will play as well. So it's full strength on full strength. No matter what, he's going to play. But I've have insider trading from Harry, which is best mates with Pappenhausen, that Hughes will be ready for prelims. So
I have my own thoughts on that.
Obviously, he's going to come in early. But I know your thoughts, which we'll get to more in the preview, is he might not need to come back. But I think... for who they're playing right now, if this was, last year's Cronulla, sure. because they barely beat Cowboys and, you know, they'd swapped them and then Cowboys came back. But this year's Cronulla, can they go there and win? Without Hughes, they're a definite chance. But I think Hughes will play, for sure.
We can get to that in 48 hours,
Fuck
mate,
you,
because
Dogs. Just end it.
this is obviously the review of week 2 of the finals. Hope you guys all enjoyed our analysis. You let us know if you agree with our takes. Were we too harsh on the Canberra Raiders? You can let us know. I'm not even giving you an ounce of telling us that we're too harsh on the Dogs. If anything, we weren't harsh enough. Fuck this team for the garbage that they have done for the last 2 years. Did we not give Penrith enough credit? And are we sitting on the Sharkies a little bit too much? You can let us know down in the comment section below. Obviously, love chatting to you boys. Down in the comments.
Fuck Penrith.
Very excited for the prelims. Me personally, Chris, I feel like we have... these are much better preliminary finals than last year's ones, in my opinion.
These are...
Like, instead of getting 12.5, you can make an argument, who knows if Hughes is there or not, that Sharks should be around that converted try mark, if not, maybe even shorter than that with how well they're playing. And obviously, Brisbane, the beauty of this being that these motherfuckers, piece of shit team, have to at least go to Suncorp.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Because if this was in blue, there would be -6.5, and it's the same garbage every other year. But if Penrith are going to do it,
this is
look,
it.
I can come on and say you played Warriors who have nothing and played Dogs who are nothing.
I'm not thinking.
I can't then go and be like, you played Brisbane in Brisbane off a bye with Walsh playing the way he did, and fuck, they're no match for you cunts either. By that stage, I'll have to come and bow down to this cup.
Would you take him in the grand final?
That I would prefer to. I wouldn't take him in grand final.
No, but either or. What if it's Cronulla?
Okay, I have a weird take that no one's gonna really.
It's
not gonna make sense.
I wouldn't wish for anything more than a Cronulla Penrith, and I want Cronulla to annihilate them.
If Penrith win 100% and go to the grand final, I would rather watch them play Sharks because I don't have it in me to watch them go and beat Melbourne again. So in that case, at least I can be like, you know what, Sharks, you can't suck, and I can cheer for Hynes. And if Hynes beats them, then I will get like.
If they win the grand final,
I will get a 10 by 10 meter thing of Sharks and wrap it around myself for the grand final review. But outside of that, my true joy would be Reece Walsh setting these cunts on 100%. Fire in the preliminary final.
Look, I'm a bit more flexible because I don't mind Penrith at this point. It just shows the rest of the league is fucking shit.
You don't mind them?
I don't mind. I am honestly, now that Raiders and Dogs are gone and Warriors and Roosters, because I just don't like Roosters, I truly don't care who wins the grand final at this point.
Fair enough, yeah.
Because the best it's come down to the teams that I would expect to beat Penrith. If they can't beat Penrith, then sure, go win again. Like, it's not like these guys have to go play Raiders and I'll be like, fuck me. They're just going to go there, get revenge for Mudgee, and fucking show's over. All right, go, you sick cunts. Go beat Brisbane. Go to Brisbane. Come all the way fucking back on a week's rest so you cunts can complain for the 50th time, or Melbourne had 2 extra days. That's the schedule, you shit cunts. You cunts always seem to get it in your favour. Now it's not. Let's see what you motherfuckers can do. So, look, I don't care who wins from here. Truly, in my heart, I hope it's these cunts. For the worst season they've ever put together in the last 3 years, now these cunts are possessed out of their mind. They're probably the least like...
Anyone but them.
No, I don't mind. I don't care, but I would want them the least. I'd want Melbourne or Cronulla the most.
What about Brisbane?
Brisbane, like... You cunts couldn't win 2 years ago.
I feel like Brisbane's the most pointless one. Why did they win?
Stupid.
Anyway.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm team anyone but Penrith. Seriously, anybody. They can bring Knights back and replace.
You reckon Knights could do it? Well, Knights wouldn't have conceded 30. You're right.
Yeah, not 36 by halftime. No.
No way.
Fuck me. Anyway, that is all for this episode of Back Yourself. Obviously, we're off to go watch Red Zone 2 hours from now. Give us a like, a comment, and a subscribe, and we will catch you guys 48 hours from now for the big breakdowns of the Sharkies at the Melbourne Storm, getting 7.5, and these cocksuckers to ruin my fucking weekend for the 60th year in a row, going to Brisbane for a potential grand final fucking revenge spot for the Broncos. Shout out to the Broncos. Shout out to all you watching the Back Yourself podcast. Peace out. Peace.